Hello there, bookworms and book lovers. My name is Maria. Nice to see you again. And I'm here to tell you some fun and interesting stories. I hope you guys like it.
The Tale of Mrs. Tittlemouse by Beatrix Potter, published by Frederick Warren. Once upon a time, there was a wood mouse, and her name was Mrs. Tittlemouse. She lived in a bank under a hedge. Such a funny house! There were yards and yards of sandy passages leading to storerooms and nut cellars and seed cellars, all amongst the root of the hedge. There was a kitchen, a parlor, a pantry, and a larder. Also, there was Mrs. Tittlemouse's bedroom, where she slept in a little box bed. Mrs. Tittlemouse was a most terribly tidy, particular little mouse, always sweeping and dusting the soft, sandy floors. Sometimes, a beetle lost its way in the passages. "Shh, shh, little dirty feet," said Mrs. Tittlemouse, clattering her dustpan. And one day, a little old woman ran up and down in a red spotty cloak. "Your house is on fire, Mother Ladybird. Fly away home to your children." Another day, a big fat spider came into the shelter from the rain. "Beg pardon, is this not Miss Muffet's? Go away, you bold bad spider, leaving ends of cobweb all over my nice clean house." She bundled the spider out at a window. He let himself down the hedge with a long, thin bit of string. Mrs. Tittlemouse went on her way to a distant storeroom to fetch cherry stones and tittle down Sid for dinner. All along the passage, she sniffled and looked at the floor. "I smell a smell of honey. Is it the cowslips outside in the hedge? I'm sure I can see the marks of little dirty feet." Suddenly, round a corner, she met Babbity Bumble. "Zzz, bizz, bizz," said the bumblebee. Mrs. Tittlemouse looked at her severely. She wished that she had a broom. "Good day, Babbity Bumble. I should be glad to buy some beeswax. But what are you doing down here? Why do you always come in at a window and say zzz, bizz, bizz?" Mrs. Tittlemouse began to get cross. "Zzz, whizz, whizz," replied Babbity Bumble in a peevish squeak. She settled down a passage and disappeared into a storeroom which had been used for acorns. Mrs. Tittlemouse had eaten the acorns before Christmas. The storeroom ought to have been empty, but it was full of untidy dry moss. Mrs. Tittlemouse began to pull out the moss. 3 or 4 other bees put their heads out and buzzed fiercely. "I am not in the habit of letting lodgings. This is an intrusion," said Mrs. Tittlemouse. "I will have them turn out. Buzz, buzz, buzz. I wonder who would help me. Bizz, whizz, whizz. I will not have Mr. Jackson. He never wipes his feet." Mrs. Tittlemouse decided to leave the bees till after dinner. When she got back to the parlor, she heard someone coughing in a fat voice, and there sat Mr. Jackson himself. He was sitting all over a small rocking chair, twiddling his thumbs and smiling, with his feet on the fender. He lived in a drain below the hedge, in a very dirty, wet ditch. "How do you do, Mr. Jackson?" "Dearie me, you have got very wet." "Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mrs. Tittlemouse. I'll sit a while and dry myself," said Mr. Jackson. He sat and smiled, and the water dripped off his coat like tails. Mrs. Tittlemouse went round with a mop. He sat such a while that he had to be asked if he would take some dinner. First, she offered him cherry stones. Thank you, Mrs. Tittlemouse. No teeth, no teeth, no teeth," said Mr. Jackson. He opened his mouth most unnecessarily wide. He certainly had not a tooth in his head. Then she offered him thistledown seed. Tiddly widdly widdly, puff, 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 said Mr. Jackson. He blew the thistledown all over the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mrs. Tittlemouse. Now, what I really should like would be a little dish of honey. I'm afraid I have not got any, Mr. Jackson, said Mrs. Tittlemouse. Tiddly widdly widdly, Mrs. Tittlemouse, said the smiling Mr. Jackson. I can smell it. That is why I came to call. Mr. Jackson rose ponderously from the table and began to look into the cupboards. Mrs. Tittlemouse followed him with a dishcloth to wipe his large wet footmarks off the parlor floor. When he had convinced himself that there was no honey in the cupboards, he began to walk down the passage. Indeed, you will stick fast, Mr. Jackson. Tiddly widdly widdly, Mrs. Tittlemouse. First, he squeezed into the pantry. Tiddly widdly widdly. No honey, Mrs. Tittlemouse. There were 3 creepy crawly people hiding in the plate rack. 2 of them got away, but the littles, one he caught. Then he squeezed into the larder. Miss Butterfly was tasting the sugar, but she flew away out of the window. Tiddly widdly widdly, Mrs. Tittlemouse. You seem to have plenty of visitors. And without any invitation, said Mrs. Thomasina Tittlemouse. They went along the sandy passage. Tiddly widdly, buzz, whiz, whiz. He met Babbity round a corner and snapped her up and put her down again. I do not like bumblebees. They are all over bristles, said Mr. Jackson, wiping his mouth with his coat sleeve. Get out, you nasty old toad, shrieked Babbity Bumble. I shall go distracted, scolded Mrs. Tittlemouse. She shut herself up in the nut cellar while Mr. Jackson pulled out the bee's nest. He seemed to have no objection to stings. When Mrs. Tittlemouse ventured to come out, everybody had gone away. but the untidiness was something dreadful. Never did I see such a mess. Smears of honey and moss and thistledown and marks of big and little dirty feet all over my nice, clean house. She gathered up the moss and the remains of the beeswax. Then she went out and fetched some twigs to partly close up the front door. I will make it too small for Mr. Jackson. She fetched soft soap and flannel and a new scrubbing brush from the storeroom. But she was too tired to do any more. First, she fell asleep in her chair, and then she went to bed. "Will it ever be tidy again?" said poor Mrs. Tittlemouse. Next morning, she got up very early and began to spring cleaning, which lasted a fortnight. She swept and scrubbed and dusted, and she rubbed up the furniture with beeswax and polished her little tin spoons. When it was all beautifully neat and clean, she gave a party to 5 other little mice without Mr. Jackson. He smelt the party and came up the bank, but he could not squeeze in at the door. So they handed him out acorn cupfuls of honey dew through the window, and he was not at all offended. He sat outside in the sun and said, "Tiddly widdly widdly, your very good health, Mrs. Tittlemouse." The end.
Thank you for joining me today. For more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Hello there, bookworms and book buddies. Welcome to my book room. Look what I found. It's a locket. It was given to me by someone special. Are there any other things that you have received given to you by a loved one? Well, today's story is about the Magic Locket, and big thanks to Elizabeth Coda Callan. I hope you guys like it.
The Magic Locket. Story and pictures by Elizabeth Coda Callan. Once there was a little girl who couldn't do anything right, not that she didn't try. In the morning, when she brushed her teeth, the toothpaste wouldn't stay on the brush. When she dressed herself, the front was always in the back, and the back was always in the front. She tried to do her math at school, but somehow 2 plus 2 never made 4. She tried to feed her dolls, but the cat got fed instead. She helped with the groceries, but some things couldn't be helped. Day after day went by, and the little girl got very discouraged. One afternoon after school, the little girl was rushing home. She raced across the yard and through the back door of her house. It was then that she jumped into the table in the kitchen. "Ouch!" she cried. "Oh dear," said a voice. The little girl looked up. There in the kitchen was her great aunt Emma. "Well, hello," said her great aunt. "It's wonderful to see you again. You're just in time for tea." Great aunt Emma had a sweet face and kindly eyes, and her hair was red just like the little girl's. She was the little girl's favorite. Aunt Emma smiled. "You know," she said, "I was very much like you when I was a little girl. The way you rushed in here just reminded me I was always upsetting the apple cart." When the little girl's mother went into the pantry to get some tea cakes, Aunt Emma picked up the steaming teapot and poured tea for them all. The little girl noticed how carefully her aunt held the pot and poured each cup full. She never spilled a drop. Aunt Emma may have made a mess of things as a girl, but she certainly wasn't that way anymore. Aunt Emma reached into her purse. "I have a gift for you," she said. She pulled out a ball of pink tissue paper that was tied with a beautiful satin bow. The little girl unwrapped the package, and there, within the folds of the tissue paper, was a shiny golden locket. "This was given to me by my mother," said Aunt Emma, "and now I would like you to have it. It is a magical locket. If you wear it, it can help you do whatever you want. That is, if you believe in it." The little girl, being the kind of little girl she was, didn't completely believe her aunt, but she smiled, took the locket, and thanked her. After tea with the little girl and her mother, it was time for Aunt Emma to leave. "Thank you for a lovely visit, my dear," she said. The little girl walked her great aunt to the door and gave her a big hug and watched her disappear down the street. The little girl looked at the locket. It was a beautiful, shiny golden collar that glinted in the sun, but she really didn't believe it was magical. That day, she did her favorite things. She jumped rope, she played on the swings, she played ball, even though she was busy. She kept thinking about the locket. It had a hinge on one side. She tried to open it, but the locket was closed shut. That evening, she took the locket to her room and put it on the table by her bed. The next morning, when she woke up, the little girl stretched and went to the closet. The next morning, when she woke up, the little girl stretched and went to the closet to get her clothes. Then she remembered the locket. She remembered what her great aunt had said. Could it really be magical? She walked back and put the locket on. The little girl held the locket tightly for a moment and found herself saying, "I believe in you." Then very slowly and carefully she dressed herself. The following morning, as soon as she woke up, the little girl put on the locket again, held it tightly and said, "I believe in you." She held it again the next morning, and the next, and the next, and here's what happened. When she brushed her teeth, the toothpaste stayed right on the brush. When she dressed herself, the front was in front and the back was in the back. When she did her math, 2 plus 2 equaled 4. When she fed her dolls, everyone enjoyed the party except the cat. When she helped with the groceries, even the eggs were safe. The little girl was overjoyed. She really could do everything she wanted to do. Soon she began to wonder what made the locket so powerful. It wasn't long before she found out. One morning, when she was putting on the locket, it slipped through her fingers and fell to the floor. When the locket fell, it snapped open. The little girl bent down to pick it up and was very surprised to see what was inside. Inside the locket was a mirror, and in the mirror was her very own reflection. "Why, it's me," she thought. "It's really me. I'm the magic in the locket." From then on, the little girl wore the locket every day. Every day she held the locket tightly and whispered, "I believe in you." The locket was filled with her own special magic, and from that day on, she was never without it. The end.
Thank you for joining me today. For more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Wow, look. The letters of the alphabet. Okay. Big A. Small a. Here you go. Big B. Oops. Small b. Here you are. Oh, big C. Small c. Where is it? Here you go. Big D. Oh. Small d. Oops. There we go. Big E. Small e. Big F. Wow. Small f. Oops. Big G. Small g. Big H. Small h. Big I. Oops. Small I. Oh, big J. Small j. Big K. Small k. Big L. Small l. Big M. Small m. Big N. Whoops. Small n. Big O. Small o. Big P. Small p. Big Q. Small q. Big R. Small r. Big S. Small s. Oh, big T. Small t. Oh, big U. Small u. Big V. Small v. Big Z. Big W. Small w. Big X. Small X. Big Y. Small Y. Oh, big Z. Small Z. Yay! Let's sing the alphabet song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC. Everybody sing with me. Hi there, bookworms and book lovers. Again, this is Maria, and I'm here to tell you about some fun and interesting stories. And our story for today is Say Please by Tulip Books. Wow, look at this sheep. It's so cute. Its eyes are closed. This is baby sheep and this is grandma sheep. Baby sheep says, "Grandma, I want you to come and play with me now." Baby sheep says, "I want to jump." Now look at grandma sheep. She says, "Hold on, my dear one. Be polite. Ask again nicely, and then I might." Now look at the baby sheep. Its eyes are wide open. It really is cute. Now look at the grandma sheep. Its eyes are wide open. And she looks happy. Baby sheep says, "I'm sorry, dear grandma. Of course, I mean please, please." Grandma says, "Being polite goes a very long way. Now let's play together and enjoy the day. 1, 2, 3, jump!" If you want someone's help, it's better to ask nicely and say please. Look how little sheep does it. Say please. The end. Hello there, bookworms and book lovers. Thank you for joining me today. For more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. The Best Dad in the World by Melanie Joyce, illustrated by Steve Stone. I've got the best dad in the world. He means everything to me. He's got a style all of his own, and I'm sure that you'll agree. My dad wears silly sweaters. They're stretchy and they're swirly. He's got long arms and funny eyes, and his hair is strange and curly. My dad makes brilliant breakfasts. They're the ones I like the most. His pancakes are fantastic, but he always burns the toast. Mom says Dad can cook, but I don't know what she means. He makes the best plate ever of chips and cheesy beans. I know I'm really lucky to have the best dad ever. He knows everything about the world and is very, very clever. When I'm all grown up, I hope that I'll be clever too. You know so much, I say to Dad, I want to be just like you. My dad is very patient. He says, "Don't worry, take your time." I know I'm really lucky to have a dad like mine. When I cry because I can't reach my bouncy ball, my dad gives me a hug and says, "It's just because you're small." When it's wet outside, Dad says, "We don't need the sun. Put your coat and red boots on. The rain is lots of fun." When we're really wet, Dad says, "Let's go back inside. We'll change our clothes and eat some cookies by the fireside." My dad spends times with me and we do amazing things. He pushes me, whoosh,
up to the clouds when I go on the swings. Dad takes me to the theme park. We go on the fastest ride. Whenever I'm scared, I know my dad will be right by my side. Mom says that when Dad dances, he looks like he's in pain. I think that it's fantastic and want Dad to dance again. When Dad's special song comes on, he jumps out of his seat. He swings his leg and waves his arms and boogies to the beat. My dad is always fixing things. He really tries his best. Mom just shakes her head and says, "I'm really not impressed." Once Mom got really cross when Dad repaired the light. There was a spark, it all went dark, and daytime turned to night. My dad is a great pirate captain. "Shiver me timbers," he booms. I squeal when he makes me walk the plank and run around the room. When Dad plays at Mr. Underpants, it makes me laugh until I cry. Not everybody likes it though, especially Auntie D. At nighttime, when the moon comes out, we look up at the stars. Dad says, "Let's pretend that we can fly all the way up to Mars. We'll zoom across the galaxy in a bright red shiny rocket." I collect some sparkly space dust and put it in your pocket. My dad makes up spooky stories and tells them late at night. I hide under the covers so Dad leaves me on the light. "Don't frighten him," says Mom, and she soothes me like with a cuddle. Then me and Mom and Dad have a lovely family snuggle. When I go to sleep at night and settle down to rest, I know that you'll be there. Dad, you're fantastic. You're the best. The end. Hi there. Welcome to my channel. My name is Maria, and today I'm going to read to you a story about Catch It Kitty by Nicola Parsons, illustrated by Karen Sapp. Catch It Kitty by Nicola Parsons, illustrated by Karen Sapp. One morning, Kitty woke up and noticed a big fluffy ball lying next to her basket. I could have a lot of fun with these, she thought, bouncing over to have a closer look. This ball is very squishy, thought Kitty. It's perfect for jumping on. Kitty rolled the ball to the sofa and climbed up onto the back. Just as she was about to jump on the ball, she heard Mousie, her friend, call, "Can I jump on it too?" "No," said Kitty. "It's mine. I found it." Kitty jumped right into the middle of the fluffy ball. What fun she was having. After a while, she noticed the ball was a little smaller. Next, Kitty decided to bounce up and down on the fluffy ball. "It's really springy," said Kitty, bouncing higher and higher. "That looks fun," said Puppy. "Can I play your bouncing game with you, Kitty?" he asked. "No, you can't," replied Kitty. "I found this ball and I'm going to bounce on it." But by the time Kitty had finished the bouncing game, the fluffy ball was smaller still. Then Kitty thought it would be fun to push the ball down the slide and let it splash in the puddle. At the bottom, "That looks fun. Can we join it too, Kitty?" asked Hammy and Rabbit. "No, you can't," said Kitty. "I found this ball and I'm going to push it down the slide." But by the time Kitty had finished the splashing game, the fluffy ball was even smaller. Next, Kitty decided to play a catching game. She threw the fluffy ball high in the air and fought it. Then she did it again and again. When she stopped, the ball was even smaller still. After a while, Kitty grew bored. "It's no fun playing catch all by myself," she said. "It would be much nicer playing with all my friends." So Kitty went to find them. "Will you play with me?" she asked shyly. "I'm sorry, I didn't want to play catch with you." "Of course we will," they all cried happily. "Oh, thank you," said Kitty. "I'm sorry I've been so mean." "Don't worry," said Puppy cheerfully. "We can all play together now." But by now, all that was left of the fluffy ball was a long piece of wool. "Oh dear, we can't play catch now," said Kitty sadly. "I know. Let's follow the wool and see where it leads us," cried Mousie, which is exactly what they did. When they reached the end, they were amazed to see that the fluffy ball had turned into a big, fluffy blanket. "What game can we play with a blanket?" asked Kitty. But nobody could think of anything. Then Mousie piped up again. "I've got an idea," he said excitedly. "We could get under the blanket and play a great game of hide and seek. This is much better than playing all on my own," laughed Kitty. The end. Thank you for joining me today. For more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. One little, two little, three little pandas, four little, five little, six little pandas, seven little, eight little, nine little pandas, 10 little panda bears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, panda 2, panda 3, panda 4, panda 5, panda 6, panda 7, panda 8, panda 9, panda 10, panda bears, I love you. Hello there, bookworms and book lovers. My name is Maria. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to read to you a story entitled Snuggle Uptime by Melanie Joyce, illustrated by Gabby Murphy. Snuggle Uptight, written by Melanie Joyce, illustrated by Gabby Murphy. It's the end of the day. No more play toys away. Stars out, moon out too. Bedtime for you. Up the stairs to run the taps on the bath. Bubbles, boats. Clip, shoot. Racket pajamas, nice and clean. Brush your teeth until they gleam. Hop into bed. Snuggle, cuddle. Time for a story. The one about the fairy. Nothing scary. Shh. Settle down now. Good night. Sleep tight. Click goes the light. It's quiet and still until... Ooh, tap tap. What's that? A cat? A bat? Is someone outside? Quick, hide. Don't look. Don't peek. Try to go back to sleep. Then tappity tap. There it is again. Squeeze Ted tight. It's scary at night. Squeeze Bunny too. Woo-hoo. Peek outside. Eyes wide. Who's there? A tap. Then another. Throw back the cover. Rattle tap tap on the window. Time to go. Run across the floor. Dive for the door. Race down the hall. Teddy, Bunny, and all. Mommy, Daddy, there's a monster outside. Mommy hugs, arms open wide. There, let's go and see. We'll find out what it could be. It's not a monster, just a tree, see. Goes the wind. It blows the branches to and fro, so they tap, tap, tap on your window. Ooh, it's just an owl in the night. It's alright. Click goes the light. Soft and rosy, warm and cozy, back into bed. Snuggle cuddle. There are no monsters or scary sounds. No shadows moving around. Time to snuggle up tight. Good night. Thank you for joining me today. For more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.
Grandma, my tummy hurts. Help me. Jojo, go to your potty right away. Go to your potty right away, Jojo.
welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to read to you a story, You Poop Here by Paul Mason. Kids, where do you poop and where do you pee? Is it on your potty? Now let's find out where different animals poop and where you should poop and pee. You Poop Here by Paul Mason, Theodosius Gisel Honoré. Look, it's an ant. And where do ants poop? Ant poops on dirt. And look, it's a beetle. It poops on dirt as well. Now look at the monkey. It looks really happy hanging on trees. Monkey poops from a tree. And squirrel poops from a tree as well. Oh look, this is a grasshopper. Grasshopper poops on a leaf. And bear poops on many leaves. Wow, this is a huge animal. It's an elephant. Elephant poops on grass. Oh, this is a bat. And a bee. Bat and bee poop in air. Now look, it's an alligator. And it's surrounded by fishes. Alligator and fish poop in water. Seal poops on a rock and gull poops on a rock. Oh, this is a sheep and a llama. Sheep and llama poop on mountains. Oh, it's a turtle and a snake. Turtle and snake poop in a desert. Now this is a jaguar. And this is a sloth. Jaguar and sloth poop in a rainforest. Uh-oh. Well, how about you, children? Where do you poop? Oh, you poop here and pee here too, in your potty. Mommy and Daddy will be very proud of you. The end. Thank you for joining me today. Now for more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon.
I'm hungry. I want to eat you.
No, Mr. Dino. We're friends, right? But I have some apples and bananas. Would you like some?
I don't eat apples and bananas.
What do you like?
I like chicken.
I have an idea.
Let's go to Mom's kitchen. We have lots of chicken.
Follow me.
Hello there, everyone. My name is Maria. Welcome to my channel. Dinosaurs are the largest living creatures that lived in the face of the planet. Today, I'm going to read to you a story, The Song of the Dinosaurs, which is a prehistoric peek-through book by Patricia Hegarty and Thomas Hedbrook. Enjoy! The Song of the Dinosaurs, a prehistoric peek-through book by Patricia Hegarty and Thomas Hedbrook. The Song of the Dinosaurs. I am the song of the dinosaurs. For millions of years my tune filled the air, and the whisper of leaves caught on the breeze traveling unseen, but I was still there. My song began in the depths of the sea, far, far away from the light of the sun. In the dark and the cold, a rhythm took hold. The story of life on earth had begun. The centuries passed, my song gathered pace. As I crawled from the sea and onto the shore, from the land I would fly up into the sky, heralding the age of the dinosaur. The valley soon filled with the strains of my song. Small creatures scurried, others to chase. Over the land, through rocks and sand, the world had become a dangerous place. Millions of years saw new life taking shape. Dinosaurs grew both powerful and strong.
Covered in scales with huge thrashing tails, these monsters were more than 30 feet long. The forest now echoed to the sound of my song. Newcomers foraged on the lush woodland floor, feasting on leaves torn from the trees. This was the time of the herbivore. Louder and louder, ringing out strong, creatures and plant life flourished and grew. Swooping and soaring, roaming and roaring, dinosaurs run and dinosaurs flew. Moving in herds across the terrain, millions now marched to the beat of my drum. With dinosaurs tall and dinosaurs small, oh, what a place the world had become! The mighty beasts ruled the land, air and sea. But the predators lurked on every side. My tune rang out of strong. For centuries long, nowhere was safe. There was no place to hide. Dinosaurs soon began hunting in packs, stronger in numbers, stalking their prey. Under attack, some would fight back and live to do battle for just one more day. In a world where only the fittest survived, each creature evolved in its own special way. Spikes sharp as thorns, frills, spines, and horns, armor to keep all the hunters at bay. And now, as my melody soared to its peak, one giant beast was found in his prime. Ferocious and tall, mightiest of all, he was T-Rex, the king of all time. Every great story must come to an end, and so too my song will soon fade away. A turn of the page, the end of an age, as we watch the sun set at the end of the day. Now here are the dinosaurs that lived from 100 million years ago to 500 million years ago. The end.
Thank you for joining me today. For more stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.